It was, but then you yes.
But all the greats
it's
Michael
so
Jackson could have made songs with are dead.
Yeah,
True. Whitney Houston, Prince, Freddie Mercury.
but you know, Prince would have never.
Exactly, but they should have. The King and Prince are pop.
I mean,
Like
one of the biggest.
They don't have a song.
One of the biggest collaborations that were very good. Elton John and George Michael.
Oh,
Michael Jackson and
George Michael is dead, right?
Yeah, he's also dead.
Sad.
What was the gentleman from the Beatles?
Paul McCartney.
Paul McCartney and Michael Jackson. That was a classic.
Oh.
When they did The Girl Is Mine. Yeah. Okay. Hey, George Craig is giving Mariah Carey and Boyz II Men. That was another.
Yes.
Yeah. Charlie. Wicked tune. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Because sometimes artists collaborate, but they don't blow up. Look at Shabarangs, KRS-One. It wasn't. It was good, but Shabarangs, Johnny Gill. Imagine.
Hey, that guy.
Yeah. Imagine.
My.
Whitney Houston and her husband, Bobby Brown, they even collaborated on 2 songs. None of them blew up.
The king of R&B.
And the queen.
And The Voice.
And
it didn't blow.
With Teddy Riley producing the whole Teddy Riley.
No,
still
it's not
so the reason you gave, probably the expectation being too much.
Exactly. When the expectations become too high, imagine Sarkodie collaborating with Ochami Kwame.
I don't know, one beautiful
but
collaboration was Kwade and Sarkodie.
And Nusi, can you imagine?
I never heard it.
But
hey guys, let me. I can't hold on to this song. I know trouble will come. In fact, the song was co-produced by a lawyer, but I can't hold it. They can take me to court. And I'm leaking for you. So what if someone don't you want premiere? Watch out. Here is new music. Okay, not released yet. Not released yet. Nile's best song ever. Hence,
it used to be One Too Bad.
Charlie, but I think this is
and then it came to Lala.
No, this one is bad. He also has one, I think one with Fami or something, not released yet. I listened. I think that was the one we listened in my studio. Remember? Yeah. But listen to this, folks. Listen to this one. Already. Okay.
Leaked. No, be there's all bonny.
I didn't hear what Bradash said. We are leaking all the songs.
Oh,
leaked.
The song I can play all.
Andy leaks.
If I'm taken to court, I can't.
Beautiful song.
You people won't defend me. Anyway, they may try tonight.
Beautiful song. I love it.
You like it, eh?
Yeah.
Ria says she's picturing Fancy Gadam on the song. Eh?
Yeah.
I would pitch Rexoma on it.
Wow.
Onye.
There's some back.
Yeah, Onye. Yeah. Yes, now. You see, hey! That's it for. Hey! I mute your mic, sir. Arts and culture. A few days ago, boss or CEO of the Ghana Tourist Authority, Kwesi Agyeman, paid me a visit here, and you heard what he said about the celebrations. Please stay with us. When we return, we'll get deeper into it.
The Electoral Commission is making preparations for voters' registration exercise from 12 September to 2nd October 2023 to enable citizens who have turned 18 years or persons who have not previously registered to visit the EC office in their district and register as a voter ahead of the upcoming district level elections 2023. The registration exercise is in line with the Commission's mandate to compile the register of voters and revise it at such periods as may be determined by law. Every eligible Ghanaian should visit the EC office in their district and present their Ghana card or passport for inclusion in the voters' register. Applicants who do not have a Ghana card or passport are required to bring 2 persons who are already registered voters to guarantee their registration. Do not register again if you have lost your voter ID card. Replacement of voter ID cards will start from 3rd October 2023 after the registration exercise. Transfer of votes will also be done from 3rd October to 9th October 2023. It is a criminal offense for a guarantor to guarantee for more than 10 people, non-Ghanaians and persons who are not 18 years of age. Guarantors who violate this provision will be prosecuted. The voters' registration exercise is part of efforts to ensure credible, transparent, and peaceful elections in Ghana. Register to vote. Your vote is your power.
The voters' registration exercise 2023 is here with us now. Better play together. Hitz.com.gh. Play for fun, enjoy the game. Hitz.com.gh. Join today on a bonus spending. Hitz.com.gh. Come together, make we play. Hitz.com.gh. Say, share better. Games are hold on. Pay out so. Right better, man. Correct us, quick cash out, free bonus. Correct us, quick cash out, free bonus.
Together, we play. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet responsibly, not for persons below 18 years. Gaming can be addictive.
Join us in the spirit of unity and celebration at the Calabash Color Festival, happening on September 9th at the Untamed Empire from 12 p.m. It's an unforgettable fusion of music, tantalizing food, refreshing drinks, and a kaleidoscope of colors that will ignite your soul. Don't miss the vibrant affair where Mr. Drew, Safa, Kwamina MP, Dope Nation, and other artists will treat us to enchanting musical performances. Hurry and get your tickets now at Frankie's, Oxford Street, Osu, Punky House Airport, Front Back, Nyaniba Estate, Nalim Clothing, Accra Mall, or simply dial *711 *11 *44 hash to secure your spot at the most colorful celebration in Ghana.
Hitz FM, the supreme alternative.
Welcome back here on It's 103.9 FM. Thank you to Betway. Get way more. Yeah, get way more. Go for gold and bet risk free on the new season with Betway. Use the golden booking code found on the Betway site to bet on selected match weeks and get 100% back as a free bet on any losses. You always get way more with Betway. Terms and conditions apply. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18. Hey, all right then. Okay. Heritage Christian University College is calling. This is a university set up to provide a missing link in tertiary education, affiliated to KNUST, accredited by GTech. They offer degree programs, accounting with computing, marketing, human resource management, and business infotech management. Please call 0547 777 731. 0547 777 731 You can find them at Amasaman behind the Olympic Stadium. Link them up on www.hcuc.edu.gh. Heritage Christian University College, a university training compassionate entrepreneurial leaders. Are you a music producer? Or you just want to be a musician? Any which way, sign up at www.breathwithtomtom.com/academy. Or check out the link on our social media platforms at TomTomSweet_GH. TomTom, Ghana's leading candy, has taken up the initiative to create a platform for young musician creatives to breathe for their passion. Okay? TomTom has brought to you the Breath Academy. It includes about 12 exciting courses and over 30 interesting modules in music production, music management, and music law, with experienced facilitators and mentors to guide you through the journey. Check it out. Okay, folks, please pay attention to this. September. The month of September has been declared as the Tourism Month by the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture. On Monday morning, Kwasi Agyemang, CEO of Ghana Tourist Authority, paid me a visit, and we had a discussion on the celebrations. Again, we discussed December in GH. How does this mean to Ghanaians? Tourism Month. If you missed it, please listen.
And I also know that September is going to be made mention as the tourism month. We have March as a Ghana month. Why September and why the distance? Wouldn't it have been prudent selling the culture of Ghana and tourism?
No, March is a heritage month, a culture month. But September, because we have the World Tourism Day in September. Every year, 27 September is World Tourism Day. So we celebrate it. And we've also been doing things with the Kwame Nkrumah birthday, which is the 21st, and then we work with the Kwewu Professionals Network to do Yenko Kwewu. And so looking at all the things that are happening, the fact that we have a fashion, we have the Asogliyan Festival, you have so many other festivals, the Ghana Open Golf Tournament by the Tema Center of the World Golf Club, all these things happening. So we realize that, yes, we have the Heritage Month, but since September is World Tourism Day, let's make it a full month of activity and invite the private sector, the traditional councils, to once again work with us to improve upon it. And so far, it's going well. Next month, which is September, we have the Paragliding Festival, the Yenko Kwewu, and all the various festivals that I've mentioned happening.
Daybreak here. Quality free. Great talk. Great laughter. More music.
Simply entertaining.
Okay. Right, that's okay. Adam, good morning. Welcome.
Thank you, boss.
Your truancy is becoming, let me speak the teacher's English. It is becoming unbecoming.
Well noted, acknowledged.
Thank you. Because Ashes was the most truant, but now, still, And is this something you're so proud to say?
No, I'm not.
It's very shameful.
Me, I'm on time. I come at your 9 o'clock up here. I don't come.
You come at 8, not 9. Which one is no? Utu galam say another. Welcome.
Thank you.
How are you?
Charlie with day.
Nice. Mrs. Entry, good morning.
Who is that?
I don't know. Ria, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Why are you denying your government name?
My government name is Ria Anakwa.
Entry.
No.
Your husband won't be very happy. Mr. Entry.
Okay.
Where you be macho man too?
I'll be the battle me around the half for here.
Ria, congratulations anyway.
Thank you.
And your budget.
Voice where you.
Congratulations,
Nidia.
Congrats on your new marriage.
Thank you.
And your new home.
Thank you.
Yeah.
With you.
Kwame. Yes, I didn't know about them view.
Why not?
Mr. Andrew, if you are looking for her, not in my house. Kwame, welcome.
Thank you, Andy Dusty.
Martinez, welcome.
Thank you, boss.
Yes, Martinez, let me start with you since I ended the salutations with you. Yes, September, dubbed Tourism Month. What does it mean to you?
It means a lot. It means we need to, like he said the other time, we need to feel Ghana, wear Ghana, eat Ghana, see Ghana. I mean, it's all about projecting our country, protecting our identity, and even getting the opportunity to learn more about where we are from. And so when it comes to tourism, I believe that it is something that should be very important to every citizen. And it is not just done by saying we've declared a month as a tourism month, but definitely there should be actions to help make it more visible and make it more impactful. And so I am very happy on Monday, some of the suggestions that came up, he noted them down because it's all about helping project the whole initiative. Even though we know it's tourism month, we're still not hearing much noise or publicity around it, although there are very beautiful programs lined up. And for me, I believe that it is an initiative that also puts event organizers or events that are going on which talks about our heritage out there on the map for even foreigners to troop in and learn more. So it is very, very good, especially as I said, 27th September being World Tourism Month. I believe that this is a project that will go a long run to help promote the country, especially when it comes to knowing more about our heritage. And so for me, the concern is about the publicity around it. But all the same, I think it's a very good initiative, a good start, and with time we will get used to it.
You know, when Martinez is talking or Adam, and you give them, in literature there is a term for that. It's like a warning or a caution. That
foreboding.
So, say it again.
Foreboding.
No, there's another one. Not foreboding. There's another. Something like...
literature for Mumway.
Oh, I thought you were a literature student.
May I Greek science?
Who the any bo?
Yeah, quite fool.
Okay, Kwame, let me hear yours.
Andy, I'm happy that for some time now we seem to be spreading tourism, art and culture activities throughout the year. So it's not only about a particular time in the year, it's not only about December before we experience arts, culture and tourism. Tourism is that product which is driven by art and culture. So whether you like it or not, when there is any tourism activity, you experience some sort of culture and art. I like the question that IB asked Akwesi Ajiman. He asked him that we have March as Culture Month, and why are we having Tourism Month in September? Now, you'd realize that even in March, when most media houses are trumpeting culture, you know, wearing all the kente, all the traditional clothes and all that, you could see the value of tourism being exuded in all the activities. And so, one way or the other, while we are promoting tourism, we are promoting arts, we're promoting culture at the same time. And so I'm happy that we have March, we have September now, which is the tourism month, and it's not as if this is the first time, but it appears we're now having the publicity on the high, and so people are getting to know about September as tourism month. And I've seen the activities lined up already. I've seen a lot of festivals in there, and I'm wondering how we're able to project or publicize these festivals for people to also patronize. It appears most times it is the traditional authorities and the people who live in certain areas who go to these festivals. But as I said the last time, you know, we need to learn about what we have in this country, the festivals we have, the various cultures that we have in this country. Sometimes we tend to appreciate things from outside without really knowing where we come from and who we are. And so I'm happy that we have all these festivals lined up, you know, from all the regions. It's not as if some regions have been left out. And so I've seen the one which was recently held in Cape Coast, Ogwa, Fitua Fashe, in the one Osudoku, Jehayemi is there, Akwentu Tintin Festival, Ahwenia Festival for Mampong, Ashanti, and all other activities in there. I am just craving the indulgence of the people to also make sure they patronize what is ours, tourism, culture, so that if you hear that there is anything of a sort going on anywhere closer to you, just go there and have a feel of it. Also, we should be very deliberate about how we're going to let people benefit from the entire experience in September. It's not just about we going to see chiefs being carried in a palanquin or see the dances and listen to the music, but also our food. You know, how well are we even going to promote the food that we eat, local food and all that? The vendors that will go there to sell the food. How well are we going to make sure that that also contributes to the GDP? Because as we know, tourism is the third largest contributor to our economy now as we speak. And the last time I asked the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, the survey or research doesn't even include arts as a component or culture as a component, just tourism activities. And so I think that as we all cry for the need to increase or maximize our revenue in that space, it's all inclusive. People who sell in that space, people who sell wares as in clothes or anything that gives it the value of culture and tourism should also be encouraged in that regard. And so I'm happy that we're having that, you know, even before we get into December to experience December in GH. We don't have September. And I think that the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, the GTA are doing something that needs to be supported by everybody in this country. We need to give them the push that they need. Yes, we've spoken about all the negative things or all the things they aren't doing well. The road network, very crucial, because not everybody will go to the festivals. Some people want to go visit places in other parts of the country. If it's, let's say, a remote area, it doesn't matter whether the place is in a village. You need to make sure the road network is in good shape so people don't find it difficult going there. Yeah.
Thank you. Ria, please come in.
Yeah, when it comes to Tourism Month, I'm actually quite excited about it because, I mean, Andy, as you know, I'm someone who loves adventure. I love to go to new places, experience new culture and stuff like that. So it's actually an exciting thing to me. The downside of it all for me was the fact that what's his name? Mr. Kwesi Agyeman said the funding wasn't enough. The funding from the ministry or from the government is not enough. And it was one thing that's really gutted me because this is an industry that is bringing in billions of dollars. Not millions, billions of dollars. So it's doing great for the GDP of the country, as Kwame says. So I wonder why much attention or much more funding isn't allocated to that industry, and I feel it is very unfortunate, but I'm looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to how it is going to be executed. One good thing about it too is the fact that they are paying attention to the culture aspect of it, not just going there to have fun. And who said chiefs being carried in a palanquin and all that's being taught as our culture, but the observation of all the other ritual or other things that might happen over there. So I feel it's a good initiative, and I can't wait to see what the authority does with it.
Thank you. Ashes, please come
in. Well, as we keep on drumming and pushing the year of return and what's the name of the other one? After something.
Beyond the
return. Okay.
Beyond the return and everything. I think it is significant to also empower our cultures. You know, this is where like we come from, and this is what we represent as Ghanaians. And if you take a tour around Ghana, you see that really we have a lot that we can trump to become one of the finest in terms of tourism. You know, Ghana has it. We have it in us so much. I remember a time in my life I traveled to Dambai, and along that route, it's beautiful. Like the valleys you see, the countryside, it's so beautiful. Like we have it in us that if we decide to, it's the road networking that becomes a problem that a lot of people don't, probably would want to stay away from the inland tourism and stuff like that, because most roads that leads to most of the tourism sites are not in good shape. If that's what they are calling for funding for, I think then it will be one of the things I think that could solve, but that won't be their job. That will be the roads and highways people, their job to make sure that some of these things are sorted out. Well, I remember one of the things I went to see that Mr. Krekumante came on me hard, if you remember, was when I said the Kakum thing, and then Mr. Mark didn't agree to it, so had to call in. Well, he said it has been sorted. I haven't been there. If it has been, to God be the glory. I mean, we have to take our tourism a bit more serious, We sit aloof and let money go. There's a lot of money being wasted, We can channel all this money together if we take care of these tourism sites very well. Some of these countries like Kenya, Tanzania, and that make the noise in the world. What actually do they have? They have some animals somewhere. They have some tourism sites somewhere, and they have some networking that goes to those places very well. So people are actually able to go there. Let's look at internal tourism. How many of us are even able to do internal tourism? We're always depending on the foreigners to come, but there's a lot in here. I mean, the emergence of Senchi and the other one, the one in Ibri, Akropong down there. Safari Valley, right? So if you
and even with Maha,
there's
Bridgeview.
There's a lot. There's a lot. Really,
the one at Axim wasn't in
Zulezu.
No. That's Maha.
That's Maha.
Okay. They have Buswa Beach. That's also nice.
Yeah. So we have it in us, but it's just that we don't trumpet it. We don't make noise about it inland. So it's all about foreigners coming and then taking advantage of these things. We have it. If we are to trumpet it, if we are to make it look nice to ourselves, I'm sure a lot of people will patronize it and stop this Dubai business. Dubai don't be small money that they take go there. You can have same experience and probably more in here. It's just the desert you can't get. But if you try go north, there's something there, you go get something.
But the desert, if you walk by the beach, maybe you have if you walk by the beach barefooted, you feel the desert.
Wasn't it imperative at a point in time that middle school and primary school or basic school kids were supposed to go for excursions?
They still do.
For everything, but I don't hear much of it.
Yeah, it's all parts of that internal tourism.
And even if they are going, it's always Kakum Park, and Booty Falls, and
they did the road good.
Every Gardens.
This is what we are talking about. The problem has to do with the road networking. So the driver will not risk going to somewhere that he doesn't even know. You understand me? Last time I took a tour to where Sadiq did his thing. Shah Hills. It's a beautiful thing. If they take you around that rocky area, and Charlie, is beautiful. But how many of us actually even know that an edifice like this actually exists? No.
I feel like
just a few.
Especially the Volta region, there are so many tourist sites over there that is so untapped.
Yeah.
I went to, I had to get to uni before I realized that there's a place in called, not even Relief Falls. I'm talking about Likpe. Okay. There's a place in Likpe. There are cave mountains in there. It's like a whole hike.
Yes.
You have to pull ropes.
They have a lot.
But the question is,
they have a lot of sites.
But the question is, whose job is it for these things to be trumpeted? Is it the NCA? Is it the tourist board? Whose job actually is this particular thing we're talking about? Because somebody has to do it.
I think that's what they've started doing.
At the airports, this should be something we should have embroidered big for you to see that, okay, these are some of the places you can visit when you come to Ghana.
It should be this about Kenya. I always say
this about Kenya. It should
be
something that it's so visual for you to see that if you go here, this is what you get. If you are here, come on, you are entering a town or you're entering our country, and there's nothing that's telling you that these are some of the things that you can actually, the tourist sites that you can visit and have a feel of Ghana. So I'm asking, whose job is it?
Okay.
Somebody needs to answer this thing to us.
You're right. So right. Adam, briefly. Do it briefly. Guys, please. One meeting at a time.
Sorry. The basic aim of the tourism month, as it was launched in 2019, was to improve, our likeness for our culture, our tourism, and our creative arts. Now, it was hinged on this to promote intercultural
integration.
No, where people cross-cultural travel, where people will have to move from where they are to go and experience some. So this time around, I even saw a lot of people from different parts of the country, Kumasi, Volta region, saying we are going to Fetua Fashe. That is the aim of the whole thing, and it is to boost local tourism because, majority of tourism is local. So I would have expected to see a lot of action from the GTA, Ghana Tourism Development Company, and the ministry teaming up. And they can do this in partnership with the private sector, which is the TUGA, Tour Operators Union of Ghana. Because, when you have three things you want to experience: the culture, the tourism, and the creative art. So, Fetua Fashe is coming. What stops the GTA, GTDC partnering, TUGA to say that, okay, bring your members on board. Let us organize a trip to Cape Coast. Because after the Afashe, a day before the Afashe and the day after, what are we using it for? Can we, create some sensitization around taking people on some of these tourist sites in the region? Because at the end of the day, it will be money for the GTA and government. You understand? So it should go beyond just the culture. All of the three aspects must be kicked in properly. Yeah. It shouldn't be hinged just on the culture. But what is the tourism benefiting? What is the creative art benefits? And at the end of the day, all of these things will benefit the local economy. So I think that they need to, like I told him, that there should be some vivacity in this kind of tourism, because a lot of people are not even aware of the tourism month, and I think we need that intentional, strategy to project it. And the media is the driver for these things. So it is not late. We've not ended September. They should look at how, because it is private sector driven, like the young Cocoa, like this, but they can engineer and make sure that the media, which is the driver, is brought into the driving seat to be able to drive some of these things. Because at the end of the day, when you put the investment in it, you cash out. You understand? Because it is fortification and leveraging. So fortify and leverage, so that at the end of the day, we will all benefit from the holistic policy decision.
What's it, bro?
Where are you?
Andy, when Ashes was speaking,
what's alcohol?
Oh, me pacho.
Holistic.
You see, Ashes mentioned that what does Kenya have that we don't have? At the beginning of this year, you did an episode reviewing what happened in December in GH, and then somebody tweeted that he was an Uber driver, took somebody, a foreigner, to the zoo, and there was nothing. There was nothing in the zoo, and I was wondering. So I was wondering how we are. I know that is not the duty or the task of the GTA. This is wildlife.
And why you run? Did they give them
Adam, this is wildlife, right? Wildlife. I don't know how we are growing exactly. So I don't know how we are growing that aspect of our tourism, as of now. Now that we say, tourism is giving us more money.
They were not using more of the, you see, the consumer behavior changes, especially in the time of, social media. They weren't so high when it comes to the digital game. So I know somebody who went there and had to, set up the Forestry Commission.
Okay.
Their Facebook page, try to, push it more.
And even with the animals in there, most of them are getting extinct.
I went there some other time.
They give them Gary.
I went there the other time, and I think that there is more to be done. You understand? internally, in terms of even protection, recently we heard somebody died in one of the the Lions Den or one of the. You see, we need to.
Daniel.
So we should be able to, work hard on protection.
I agree.
We should work hard internally and also project it, because
we were here when Abisajiman said that even Dubai desert, they have a forest now.
Yeah, they are creating
a forest now.
Creating an oasis.
Yes.
Like seriously.
We should be able with what we have.
Like what didn't you see in Singapore and
a lot?
So, like he said, if we do not, work hard towards it, they will create it, and Africa will become.
I think Kwame Dazi was talking about an Uber driver taking someone to the zoo, and that's where I always say I would compare Kenya to Ghana. When I went to Kenya, I had a 5-hour transit to Tanzania,
Zanzibar,
and then when I wanted to tour the country. So when I got out, there were taxi drivers. Okay, just like how you arrive at Kotoka and there are taxi drivers willing to take you on a tour. There were tour operatives or tour guides who as taxi drivers, and also travel and tour companies at the airport, at the entrance of the airport. They were willing to give you a good deal to go to the zoos, to go to the elephant. There's this place where they adopt elephants, extinct elephants, and try to breed them so that those kinds of elephants will not be extinct. Like so many things, and even the cosmopolitan part of Kenya, they had taxi drivers who were well vested in those things and were telling tourists where to go. And trust me, right after I finished my vacation in Tanzania, I went back to Kenya.
Because of a taxi driver?
Because of what they were telling me. Because I really wanted to see the rest of the things. There's actually a hotel there around the airport. Yes, there's a hotel around the airport. At 4 a.m. every morning, you see a lot of tourists with like cameras. Because when you stand at the balcony, a particular balcony of the hotel, you see lions feeding and you see like wildlife passing by. That's how like they sell themselves to the world. And I actually slept in that hotel, but I didn't wake up at 4. Because I didn't wake up at 4 because I couldn't wake up. But I saw people were engaging in that activity.
You were busy.
I was sleeping.
Busy.
Sleeping.
Busy.
So meaning you were busy.
You see, guilt will make.
No.
I was.
She was sleeping, or she was sleeping.
Beauty.
She was sleeping.
Busily sleeping. Yeah.
So you
sleeping or sleeping?
That was then.
So you combined.
You see,
Don't go give anybody problem.
No, but who do you
so
think?
many years
it was
ago.
Mr. Entry that did all the magic. Don't you know?
Don't go give anybody problem.
That was Mr. Entry.
I know that.
Andy,
Yes.
are you denying that you went to Tanzania with me? Because immediately I said
anymore.
the hotel, you said it's at the airport residential area. Didn't you say it? So now you were saying that you didn't go with me. You are saying you didn't go with me.
But you know what you are saying.
You didn't go with me.
You
see.
But quickly, there was something IB asked and you even mentioned. We had March, now September. Pretty soon we're going into December. Is it worth it?
It is. I think we shouldn't even wait for any particular month to live tourism or to live art and culture. And I like the fact that almost every month now there is some activity to awaken our consciousness about who we are as a people. Tourism, art and culture is our lifestyle. So why do we wait for only December or March when every media house is making quote unquote noise about our culture? So it's really worth it. It is.
Do you think so? You agree?
It's a good start. I mean, especially December being close. I'm sure some people, based on how they will enjoy the place within September, might even wait.
But do you think if it is not drummed home properly, it may even resonate with the people during December?
Exactly. So that's what we've been talking about. I mean, the publicity, an innovative plan to project the interest of the people, to even travel and meet some of these, tourist sites we are talking about, to learn and get to understand some of these things. Because one thing I've realized that the fact that we are talking about Kenya, Rwanda, they are using our own people to promote those places. You go online and you see our own celebrities, our own stars projecting some of these places.
When you say what do you mean by
Ghanaians.
Projecting where?
Some Ghanaian celebrities.
Projecting where?
Like South Africa, we've seen trips where Ghanaian celebrities. Yes. And so our own people are even used to promote their tourism. Okay. So we can also do same because they are here. They have the numbers. The influence is there. We need to get that boost. If you are talking about tourism months.
Yeah, but I quite remember. I quite remember that a couple of people in our space were elected as tourism ambassadors to do a particular, like you're saying, to trumpet this issue. What actually happened? And if you can help me.
So you recall? So you were not here.
I wasn't here. So okay. Now that I'm here, I'm asking.
But didn't you listen to him on the radio?
No, I did not.
Okay, so he mentioned. I
wasn't in town.
No, you were in town. But he mentioned that the tourist ambassadors were given tasks to present the tasks. So there'll be proposals and they'll be provided budgets. But very few came and some were not even considered.
I'm on creative.
Yeah.
So like you're saying, so they were not creative enough. And then the little that
but they were not awarded.
The little that were creative, what happened? Did they support them? Did they actually push them?
Did he mention? I don't think
no. So that's a check we need to do because you see, you can't have all the lots.
Ochame Kwame's name came up. I didn't mention Ochame Kwame, and Akwesi Agyeman was like, Ochame Kwame can't complain because I think he worked.
Yeah. He said he was working. He had been working with Ochame. He mentioned Akrobeto. He mentioned Samini.
Yeah. Okay.
He mentioned Samini, Akrobeto. There were quite an Asamoah Gyan.
Yeah.
I think they are still working with Asamoah Gyan because we were all here when the minister invited Asamoah Gyan to his office, and he was named tourism ambassador. I think organizers of the Afro Future, Ken and his team were also giving the same. So they have quite a number of them. But the issue is, or the question is, how well are they working?
Or how
effective?
Effective, and yeah, that's the thing. Are they effective? Because these people should be very effective. Because if you talk of Asamoah Gyan being a tourism ambassador, that's a huge name across globally. Asamoah Gyan is huge everywhere you go in the world. One of the first names that resonates Ghana football, Asamoah Gyan. I've been somewhere where you didn't even find black people. The moment I mentioned I was a Ghanaian, first thing was Asamoah Gyan.
I've also
Asamoah Gyan.
The people were so happy to have seen a Ghanaian because Asamoah Gyan, So that such a name should be empowered to do more. You understand me? And some of the things I see is maybe the task giving to them is not enforced. Maybe you give them a task and you leave it. We know our people. We will sleep on them.
Mostly they expect the ambassador to develop something.
Being at the talk so when you give them the task and then you sleep low it, if you give him the task and you expect him to do it on a daily for you, he will sleep on it. And we are like that. That's our nature. So probably people need to be.
We have a problem.
We have to be given a calendar.
Give me soba, please soba.
And then
tourism month,
give somebody to aid him so that thing can work. But if you leave the guy alone to do that thing,
so there should be some good initiatives and then let them champion those causes. It's good.
If you task Asamoah Gyan to be an ambassador, put somebody as his PA towards that particular thing, and then the person would aid him do your job. Because you are tasking the other person to. Because Asamoah Gyan has a lot of things to do. So he will not wake up and just be thinking about your tourism. But if there's somebody on him that, bro, you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to do this. Yes, they'll do it.
Okay.
Just gonna do.
Thank you very much for listening. We'll be back same time tomorrow. Tomorrow when we come back, we have a lot more to discuss. Thanks so much for coming, Martinez. But before I go, let me tell you about the Calabash Festival. It's happening at the Untamed Empire on September 9, 2023, starting at 12 noon. Prepare to groove to electrifying performances by top-notch artists including Mr. Drew, Kwamina MP, Sefa, Dope Nation, Banzi Banero, and many more. Witness an incredible display of energy, captivated something that will leave you spellbound, something that will make you feel good so much that you don't want to leave. Get your tickets now at Frankie's at Osu, Pocky House Airport, front back, Nyanaba Estates, Nalem Clothing, Accra Mall, and more for just 150 Ghana cedis, 150 Ghana cedis, and then 250 Ghana cedis double. For VIP inquiries, call 053 114 5603, 053 114